Ik eich satini stekatiuhan gunachis hati ade de yagi yagi at gadechet yana disi jinkat gadagunya wahiya dis. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming here. It's Tuesday, May 14th. This is the name of the month. And for our warm up today, we're going to do the conversation practice we worked on, and we'll do a translation exercise. So I'll read the top line. We'll just warm up. You guys read the bottom line. Da sa iatin.
Sa khatin.
Okay, good. Sa get iatin.
Sa khatin.
Okay. Gusutsa.
You do sa.
So translating what we just practiced. I'm going to zoom out of this to make it actually larger. Oh, okay. Wasa duwasa kudleka khinach dasa iatin. What is that in English? Going back to our slide. This one. What does this one mean in English? Dasa iatin.
What do you see?
Yeah, exactly. What do you see? And the response? What's the response here?
Sa khatin. I see a
See
seal.
a seal.
Okay. So let's do a translation. What do you see? And the answer, I see a seal. And then I asked you this. Sa get iatin. Go ahead and repeat this after me. Sa get iatin.
Sa get iatin.
What did I ask you this time?
Do you see a seal?
Yeah, good. Do you see a seal? And then the response, repeat after me. Sa khatin.
Sa khatin.
What does that mean in English?
Yes, I see a seal.
Yes, I see it.
Good. Yes, I see a seal. And then the last question I asked you, repeat after me. Gusutsa.
Gusutsa.
What's that one mean?
Where is the seal?
Yeah. Where's the seal? And then repeat after me. Yudutsa.
Yudusa.
And what's that?
Way over there.
Yeah. The seal is way over there. Good job. Next warm up, I just want to practice the pronunciation of these phrases we learned last time. And so repeat after me. Da sa'acha.
Da sa'acha.
Cha'acha.
Cha'acha.
Da sa'acha i'ish.
Da sa'acha
i'ish.
Ach ish. Cha'acha.
ach cha'acha.
Good. Now I'll be person A and you guys will be person B. Da sa'acha.
Cha'acha.
Da sa'acha i'ish. Okay, good. Just a little warm up review and jumping into our vocabulary. Repeat after me. Tuk. Got.
Uh,
Zenti.
Zanti.
Zanti.
Okay. And now say them on your own. Go.
Suk.
Got.
Zanti.
Zanti.
Okay. Uh,
Ka.
uh,
Zanti.
Zanti.
okay. Kanachik. Okay. Really good. Go ahead on your own.
Yao.
Yao.
Uh,
Gach.
uh,
Gao.
yeah. Away. Yao. Away.
Gao.
Uh,
Zanti. Oh, disco.
okay. Good catch.
Sa.
Za. Quat.
Away. Quite away.
Satsi.
Hit.
Hit.
Shawat.
Shawat.
Tigikia.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Shady.
She.
Okay. Okay. Shay. Away. Question and answer drills. This time we're going to start off with what are they eating? So quick review. We just reviewed these, but repeat after me. Da sa'acha.
Dasa.
Dasa. Aha.
Cha'acha.
Had. Acha.
Aha.
Da sa'acha iish.
Dasa. Acha.
Dasa. Aha. Iish.
Ish. Cha'acha.
Ish.
Ach. Ish. Ach. Aha.
Okay, good. So turning these into drills. For the first round, again, just repeat after me all of these. The first one, da sa'acha.
Dasa.
Dasa. Aha.
K'u'acha.
Suk. Aha.
Da sa'acha.
Dasa. Aha.
And qa'acha.
Oh.
Okay. And repeat after me. Da sa'acha.
Dasa.
Dasa. Aha.
And ta'acha. Okay. And last one, repeat after me. Da sa'acha.
Dasa.
Dasa. Aha.
Zanti acha.
Zanti.
Zanti. Aha.
Okay. And this one, what did I ask you? What was this top line saying?
What are you eating?
Close.
How?
What is it?
What is it?
What is?
No.
This.
Close. This one is eating, but it means they are eating. So I'm not talking
Oh.
about me. I'm not talking about you. For this
What are
example, we're
they
talking about
eating?
someone else. Yeah.
Cheese.
Oh no, she froze.
I thought it was just me.
How do you say froze? Kusiat.
What's
Very
cool?
We Well, while we're waiting, we should also think about how we can all meet up, even if it's just for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Ah.
Celebration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's gonna be a ton of people there, so we should talk about it ahead of time. So think about where you'd like to meet, even if it's just for a minute.
Back.
Did I get bumped off?
Oh,
Yeah, you
welcome
were.
back.
Yeah, you
Oh, I'm
froze.
gonna open my door. It's because my internet.
Oh,
We were just saying, how do you say froze? And I found cold.
Is he odd?
For
Or odd.
froze, you
Kunaf
can.
with the at a lot of cold.
I'll show you froze.
oh, Frozen
Renee.
Anna.
Yeah, sorry I bumped off. I'm visiting my family in Seward for Mother's Day, and I'm still down here.
Oh, fun.
yay!
Yeah, so that's why I was late. I was watching my little nephew eat salmon. I couldn't peel myself away.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do you froze.
come with me.
You froze. I'm gonna double check my spelling here. I needed to share my screen again.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, let me check my spelling on this.
Ugh.
Yeah, but we gotta make sure that I wrote it correctly. So, let
Hot
me
is
see.
heat, right? Or hot is cold, right, Sakun?
Yeah, ot is cold, and then there's a word that means to freeze. And it's this verb root. Say this part. Teak.
E.
E.
Yeah, that's to harden, solidify, or freeze. And let me see if I can find you froze. In this one, we only see it froze. And it's, repeat after me, woodlet ik.
Wizzly. Ick.
Yeah. And so, I want to look up you froze. I look in the, okay, so I'm not seeing it in the dictionary. I'm gonna look it up in the verb database.
Well, and I think Lance just released a new dictionary last week.
Oh. Oh, awesome. Have you
Ah,
checked it out yet?
check. We were just
Oh.
chatting about it in my other language class.
Ooh, cool.
Do you know if it's online or no?
I believe so. Almost all of Lance's resources have made available to the public.
Oh, awesome.
Ah.
We can check.
Kune.
Yeah, oh, wow. Deek, where is that? Okay. Harden.
Freeze.
Freeze. Okay, here we go. This just gives me the same form for it froze. But if we look at the verb theme, for those of you who are starting to put the language together, if I want to say you froze, I don't actually see the theme. Normally there would be a big O here for, and that's where you would put the part that you froze. So at least I have the pieces correct.
Okay.
And I know that this is, yeah, ulitik is you froze. You can repeat this after me. Ulitik.
Euclidic.
Yeah, you froze. We used to say that to Rene all the time when he froze because we take evening classes on Zoom. Um, any questions about those? So this one we just talked about what are they eating. We'll start transitioning into talking about what are you eating so that your conversation is a little more relevant. For now, let's keep going with our old question and answer drills. What is that? I'll read the question and you guys all read the response. Da sayu.
Hit
I,
ayı.
It are you.
Gusuhit.
you,
Yürü.
And next section. Da saiju.
oh,
Ah.
You.
Ga gaiju.
Ah.
Gal.
You.
Ke. Yao gaiju.
Ya.
Yeah. You.
And a new one we haven't done yet. Repeat after me the question. Yao gaiju.
Ya.
Yeah.
Yao
You.
jiwu.
And then if you don't have herring, repeat this line after me. Tlaik tlell yao ach ji.
Like
Click
Left
Yao.
yao ich ji.
So if you don't have something, instead of saying ach ji wu, you just say ach ji. So let's talk about that. For a grammar note, no, I don't have herring. Just a little comparison of the positive and the negative. What differences do you guys see between these two lines?
Wu on the end of G.
Yeah, there's a wu on the end of G for the positive form, right?
Mhm.
And then for negative, you also have a couple other words here. What else do you add?
Click.
Uh-huh. And
Click.
yeah. So first of all, you say no, and then you add this negative word and you shorten jiwu to G. So let's do a practice for yes, I have herring. Repeat after me. Ah, yawach jiwu.
Ah.
Yao ich jiwu.
Good. And if you don't have herring, repeat after me. Tlaik tlell yawach ji.
Shake
Slash
shao
yao.
ya ich ji.
Yeah. One more time, nice and slow. Repeat after me. Just the last two words. Ach ji.
Ach. G.
Ach ji.
And then say tlell yawach ji.
Click. Ya.
Tlesh yao ach ji.
Good. And the whole thing. Tlaik tlell yawach ji.
Click.
Take
Slash
tlesh yao ich ji.
Good. And that means no, I don't have herring. So just something to remember that G wu changes to G when you have the negative form. Ah. Here's a little breakdown of the gloss, and we just see directly below the Tlingit words the English version. Tlaik is no, tlech is not, yeah. Ugh would be my, and G is possession, but this is the negative form.
And isn't like Janak like for like let go? So is that for like G for your like in your hand? Like I have it here in my hand.
That's how I remember it, because G sounds kind of like Jin, and I always think of it that way. Yeah. Ah. So yeah, one more time, let's do these just to cement them in. I'll ask the question and you guys just give me the response. Yao ge iju wu.
Ah. Yao.
Yao Jiwu.
Okay. Yao ga ijuwo.
Click.
Click.
Yao.
Ya Ji.
Okay, really good. Conversation drills. Let's go through our scenarios for two friends running into each other. Overview. Repeat after me. How? Hat ihr gut?
Oh.
Hot ear good.
Ik eich satini.
Yak yak satini.
Gunalchish. Wasa ieti.
Goodness. Cheese.
Gonas cheese. Wasa ieti.
Klesh wasa.
Flesh wasa.
Okay, good. Your pronunciation is good. Now we're gonna perform this dialogue multiple times just so that the response is natural and second nature to you over time. So I'll be person A, you guys will be person B. How? Hat ihr gut? Gunalchish. Wasa ieti. Good. And again, same conversation, but I'll be reading the top line and you read the bottom. How? Hat ihr gut? Gunalchish. Wasa ieti. Good. So we did our greetings. Now we're gonna continue our conversation. Maybe we haven't seen each other in a while. We're asking where we're living and staying. So overview, repeat after me. Wa sa'idu wasak.
Wasa yedu asak.
Use your name here. Nila Torah yuchatu wasak.
Kua yuchakdu asak.
And then you're adding more information. Use your birthplace. Valdez Kuchzeti.
Instead.
Good. And then repeat after me. Kuchsayeti.
Kuchsa yeti.
And then the place you're living on Chichkaya Yechatyati. Yeah, nice. The
I had a question.
Yeah.
If I was just wondering, with the Seattle, it's kind of interesting that if you're saying I'm living in Seattle, that we say the Seattle with but we don't say like South. I think Seattle was originally named after Chief South, but it's interesting that as Indigenous people, when we're saying, we actually say Seattle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you would think that we would go with the South because he's the Indigenous chief, not Seattle, the white way to say it.
I get what you're saying. That makes total sense. One way that I tend to handle that is you could add its indigenous name. So, just kind of like reading the room. If you're looking around the audience and you're not really in a crowd where you think everyone's going to know the native name of Seattle, like if I was talking.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but you could add it as another line. So you could say, you could add like in the language, it's called this, which is kind of fun.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
So let's say that you want to add a little information. So if you're like, I'm gonna do Seattle. And then you could say, and what's the name of the native language from Seattle?
I think the chief was South. Correct me if I'm wrong. We have another Seattle person here. Where is he? Derek? Are you from Seattle? No.
Could you, I forget the
I
native.
think his name was South, Chief South.
And was he a Tlingit person?
No, he was Duwamish, which
So
is
you,
not
okay.
still not a recognized tribe.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, for starters, you could say Duwamish. And do
oh,
you know how to spell the native name?
I don't. Derek, are you from Seattle? Do you know Chief South? Is it Sealth? Or oh, he's at the ATM.
Oh,
No, he's the
that's
laundry ATM. Oh, okay.
okay. That's okay. We can start here and correct it as we go.
I think it's
And
Seal. Um, Sealt. Yeah,
okay, like that.
I believe so. I hope I'm not saying it wrong.
That's okay. You don't have to be
Yeah, because
exactly right.
the,
Mhm.
and Duwamish are still not a federally recognized tribe, even though South is Duwamish and Seattle was named after South.
Yeah, what's up with that?
That's so messed up.
That is kind of messed up. It's hard to get federal recognition too if you don't already have it.
It's real.
Yeah. But to answer your question on the language side, this is one way I've done this before, where if I'm talking about Caltag, that's where my dad's from. But if
Mhm.
I'm speaking to a Tlingit audience, it's not like everyone would automatically know where Caltag is because it's so far away.
Oh, okay.
So one way I would handle this is to say the English name or the anglicized name that people might recognize, and then add, well, in the local language, it's called this.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
Okay,
actually
thank you
prefer
for.
to do it the other way around. I'll do sing it first and then clarify in English.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if it's a Tlingit place. But like if you're
No,
talking,
no,
Mhm.
even for all English speakers, I do sing it first.
yeah,
Oh,
nice,
okay.
cool. So yeah, you could switch these around if you wanted.
Okay, thank you. Gonna switch this.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if you switched it, you would just say Dleit Kachenach Seattle you do a sock. So that's the change you would make.
Ah,
Good question. Any more thoughts or comments on this? Okay. So let's do the drill. Go ahead and repeat these lines after me. Wa sa iduasak.
Wasa iduwasak.
And use your name. Mila toga yuchat duasak.
Ua yuh duwasak.
Next one. And then you would add, repeat after me, Valdez Kuchzeti. Yeah, this one's I was born, and then you add a pinched X to your birthplace to say at that place. So I just put a picture of a map and a picture of a baby to
Oh, I
be
thought
like
that
I
was
was
you.
born.
I thought that was
No.
you.
Ah, I could probably find a picture of me as a baby. I was a big baby. Yeah. And my face was always all really red. I don't know why. I'll see. I'm just like digging through this box of photos because I'm at my parents' house. I'll see if I can find one for you guys later.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so this word kuchtzeti, I was born. It's related to the word for kusti, for things to exist and live and have a way of life. But the action of being born, you add this D sound. Um, so let's practice this word and the first part of it, the underline K, U, underline X, W. Let's do that part. Repeat after me. Kuch.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah, again, kuch.
Koch.
Cook.
Yeah, and then kuchziti.
Koch city.
Cook city.
Yeah. So put your birthplace. Who has a birthplace they want to practice?
Houston. Koch city.
Yeah. So everybody repeat after me for Houston. Houston kuchziti.
Houston.
Houston
City.
Cook city.
Yeah. And then let's do mine, Valdez. Repeat after me. Valdez kuchziti.
Valdez.
Valdez
Cook City.
city.
Yeah, good. You sound good because I can hear your pinch X and I hear all these sounds. Any questions on this one?
Sound good. I think this has been a lot of practice to get to here. Appreciate it.
Ah, okay, good. And then repeat after me. Kuksayayati.
Koch city.
Cook
Sayayati.
city.
And the place you're living on Chichkayayechatyati.
Back Valley.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeti.
Good. Yeah, I can hear you guys doing your high tones on these first words, and that sounds good. For place names, we haven't talked about them very much, and I just put 3 on the board. First one for Anchorage, repeat after me. On Chich.
On
On church.
And then this one I need to make high tone. I have a typo. For Juneau downtown area, Zantikihini.
Zanti.
Tahini.
Or if you're up by the Auk area, repeat after me.
Oh,
Yeah. Are there any more that you wanted to look up or practice? If not, I'll show you a couple patterns. For I was born. Let's see. I was born. So we're gonna do in Anchorage. How would this one be in Tlingit? I was born in Anchorage. We're gonna do pinch X and then Kuchziti. And I'll make this a little wider. So we have on Chich is Anchorage, Zentikihini is Juneau. So if I want to say I was born in Juneau, how would I say that?
Zantikihini.
Yeah. I was born Hini and it's pinched X and Kuchziti. I was born. So repeat the first one after me. On Chich Kuchziti.
On Chich.
On church.
City.
City.
Yeah, we have Kuchziti. I was born. And then for I was born in Juneau, repeat after me. Zentikihini Kuchziti.
Zantikihini.
City.
Okay. I was born in Auk. How would we say this in Tlingit?
Good city.
Kuchziti.
Sometimes
So
my
repeat.
throat won't make that underlined X sound. That's what that is. That just takes practice.
This part?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, preferably I would have like water with me, but I forgot some. Usually, if I drink a little water, it helps. But sometimes when I'm talking to elders, their throat is dry and it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I- Um, but it's pronounced in the back of your throat, and then you're just also rounding your lips. So let's do that one again. Kuch.
Cool.
Yeah. I've heard this underlying X sound described as like almost like a snoring sound, or if someone makes a joke annoyed you, like it's not that funny, but you want them to know it's okay. You can very specific. It's like a kind of sound. Um, yeah, let's do it again one more time. Just this.
I have to mute myself a lot when you make me laugh, and then people laugh and they stop laughing. I'm like, no, I'm still laughing.
It's okay. It's okay if you don't mute yourself. Uh,
It's ironic, like, because you were saying, because it's not that funny, and then they stop laughing, but I'm still laughing. Your example. Okay, stop. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so let's do this word one more time. Just the word, not the place. Uh, repeat after me. Kuchzeti.
Koch.
Cool. The tea.
Yeah. And this is tricky too if you do a ak and then add the pinched X. Let's try that. Ak.
Uh,
Uh,
Yeah, I made all the sounds really separate because it just helps me be more comfortable with it, and then we can speed up as we go. But let's do it again. Ak.
Oh,
Cook.
Good. Yeah, you have a pinched rounded K that's and then you're adding. So let's do it one more time, the whole phrase. Kuchzeti.
Cook.
the tea.
Good. Yeah. And like I said, if there's a word or a sound that you struggle with, just slow down because you don't have to rush. And actually for elders, that it's easier for them to catch what you're trying to say, even if your pronunciation isn't 100%. If you make it slower, you're going to be a little more accurate and they're going to have an easier time understanding what you're getting at.
we had a couple of places that there's Ketchikan and Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to say I was born in Ketchikan or I was born in Douglas?
Yeah. Ketchikan, Douglas. I need to spell check this one. I will.
I
And
just
then
have the book
Douglas.
open to it. It's high tone. Kitsch.
Right here.
See, yeah, no, wait.
And is this one word? Kitchkhanak.
I think it's just Ketchikan.
Okay.
Yeah, it just shows Kitsch in the book.
Oh yeah. Okay, thank you. I think I'm
Says they
thinking of
miss
right.
Douglas.
And then what's Douglas?
Cool.
Oh yeah. Cool.
It?
There's a couple different names for Douglas. One of them is I'm using the beginning Tlingit language workbook and I'm going to the section about place names.
I probably could have done it too.
So under the chapter for how are you called, there's one that's Tlingit Ani Kasagru, and that's names on Tlingit land.
Mhm.
So this is the resource I am using right now. But there are more specific place names for these areas too that you can find. So we'd have like Juna area, South and Douglas could generally be referred to Ka. Douglas also has its own, like, multiple different place names on the island too, though. And then Ketchikan. Oh, this is where I was adding. I was thinking of Wrangell. But Ketchikan, like you said, is Kitchan. So if we add these into our patterns for I was born there, we could do I was born in Ketchikan. And we would just add this X and Kuchtati. I was born in Ketchikan. And then the other one, Kuchtati. I was born in Douglas. So let's practice those. First one, just repeat the name after me for Ketchikan. Kitchan.
Kitchan.
And then add the pinched X in Kuchtati. Kitchan Kuchtati.
Kitchan. City.
Oh. And then the place name for South Juneau Douglas area. Taku.
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 And then add the pinched X and I was born. Taku Kuchtati.
Taku. City.
Yeah, okay. You sound good. Okay, thank you. And then let's do the same thing for I live in. So how do we say I live in?
Yechayati.
Yeah, okay. Chich. Ayayechayati.
I learned that one on Klingit Inachsa.
Okay. Perfect. That's where I learned it.
It sounds weird, though, like when they play it, it actually, I had to listen to it dozens of times to like, and it still doesn't sound like what it's written out as.
Okay. Let's take a look at it then. So let's do Juneau. How do we do I live in Juneau? And then what do you add to the place name?
Oh.
Yeah, pinched X. And then Ayayechayati. I live in Juneau. So let's listen to these on Lingit Class, and we can hear Johnny Marks saying it. And also,
Was Johnny Marks the one on the puppets as well?
yeah, he plays Jimmy and Jimmy Kasuzi.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't actually realize too. I listened to his voice a bunch because I teach from those videos too. But when I was talking with Rene, he was like, well, Johnny is Jimmy. Because I accidentally said Johnny when I meant to say Jimmy. And he was like, you know, Johnny plays Jimmy, right? And I was like, oh.
That's funny.
Huh.
Who's on first?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So good. Let's choose.
So I'm going to open these up and we can listen to him saying them.
I swear it does not sound the same.
Yeah, it's good to compare because then actually if we're reading along and hearing how he's saying it, then we can start to read those sounds like we hear it too. So, for where I live, I'm gonna zoom out so I can find it.
You'll find in Zant. searched it.
Do you remember what track it was for? Oh, here.
Yeah.
Here it is. Okay. Track 34. Right here.
Where are you from?
Okay, so I'll play this and go to the text. I'll zoom in so we can read along. We're going to listen to all of these, but then tune in when he gets to I live in Juneau.
Okay, the fourth one.
Gut akpan sawa. Gut akpan sawa.
I am from Chilkoot.
Gut kwan ya hat. Gut kwan ya hat.
Where do you live?
Guk saya iyate. Guk saya iyate.
I live in Juneau.
Jantik ehini kaya hajate. Jantik ehini kaya hajate.
Who is that?
Atu sawa. Atu sawa.
That's my friend.
Oops, sorry.
Achone awa. Achone awa.
How did that sound to you guys?
Nihoya Yakati.
Yeah.
Wait, or something like that. It was
Yeah.
good. Sounded extra.
Uh-huh. I hear a sound here too. And they didn't write aya, but it sounds like he's saying Zantik hinikiye khadyati. So I'm hearing kind of a sound there. I'm gonna play it maybe one more time.
Iyate. Guk saya iyate. Guk saya iyate.
I live in Juneau.
Jantik ehini kaya hajate. Jantik ehini kaya hajate.
Who is that?
Atu sawa. Atu sawa.
Achone.
Yeah, achuni awa. Good. So he doesn't use this aya, he just says Zantik hinikiye khadyati. And let's look in the other one, the phrase book, Lingit Class, and see how
There's some
they
discrepancies there
in where.
between that text that PDF that you had up and this one.
Yeah. Oh wait, greetings and departures. I think is where I pull these phrases from. Where are you living? Where is that? Maybe it was in. Oh, yeah. So here we have our phrases for being born. I was born in Juneau. And let's see what else. I'm living in Juneau. This must be where I got the ayaye khadyati. I'm living in Juneau. This aya that we added in this phrase is like right here. It's just saying, oh, I'm living here in Juneau. But this, both these resources are really good for finding conversational phrases. Okay, so we have 5 minutes left, and one of you guys sent me a bunch of good questions about celebration, both language and culture. And so we can start, I'll just give you an overview so we can start thinking about them for our discussion on Thursday. I put them into these templates for us to work on together. And when you're translating from English to Tlingit, it's a whole process. And I'll take you guys through that on Thursday. But some of the phrases that you wanted to know about were I hope to see you again. You look nice. I like your regalia. Can you meet for coffee? These are things that maybe you're thinking about that you want to be able to say to people when you see them each other at celebration. And then I interspersed the language questions with the cultural questions. One of them was canoe journey landing. Do the canoes land together? And yeah, we all come in from different communities, but we pick each other up and rendezvous as we go. And then we all gather together outside of Juneau in this peaceful little bay, kind of greet each other and talk about our landing and plan it out so that we come in, it's pretty smooth. We know what order to land at. Other things we can talk about that I might not be the specific person to answer, but we can talk about them based off what you've heard from your elders and your mentors. Is a U brought out on display? During dancing, is there one main MC? Do they dance daily? Yeah, there's dancing every day. Does one group dance a specific time slot and then not again? Some of the dance groups will do multiple performances, and when you check in for celebration, you'll get a program, and you can look ahead and see at what time and what location people will be performing at, so you can plan ahead. Like some of the more popular groups, like if you want to see the Mount St. Elias dancers perform, I would plan to be in the building 1 or 2 performances ahead of time because they always have a packed house. And certain groups are just like that. Everybody wants to see them. But they'll be usually both at the Elizabeth Pradovich Hall and then also down the street at Centennial Hall. So everyone's kind of walking back and forth, hitting up the food trucks in between, and just planning out who you want to see next. This one we can talk about next time. Do dance groups get financial assistance for Juneau housing and transportation? I'm not actually sure about that. I'll kind of crowdsource from you all when we meet on Thursday. And then we'll go over some of these other questions. And then we'll talk about sipping hot liquids using soup, tea, and coffee. But before we go, do you guys have any questions or comments for me?
I'm wondering if there'd be a possibility if we could spend some time maybe like in breakout groups practicing some of these dialogue just back and forth. It's a little bit different when it's like one-on-one, which is how I expect to be using these hopefully eventually in a few weeks.
Yeah, heck yeah, we can do that. We could even do it next Thursday. So I'll make a note for breakout rooms. And then when we do breakout rooms, I'll just give you guys the link to this slide and tell you which one to go to, and you can I'll read off of it. That work?
Yeah,
Okay.
Is there a link to all the slides you just showed us today that we could get
Of course.
to review?
Yeah, I'll change the privacy so anyone can access it. and then I'll copy it. I'm only giving you viewing access, but if you want to have an editable version, you can just make a copy. So after you open this link, if you want to make your own copy that you can edit, you go File and Make a Copy, and then click Entire Presentation. Then you can save your own copy that you can edit if there's something you want to add. So
I'm
for this,
getting 1 o'clock. Shot plan, she was self-funded.
good. Okay.
And Kay,
Yay.
watch, I'm
Ganas-
still here in
ganas
Juneau.
chish.
Ah,
Ganas chish.
ah. Gonna
At
finish
I'm
you.
gonna see a class team.
Yeah, kwati.
Klinkwachikin.
Yeah, kwati gonna cheese for it.
Cześć.
Ah, okay. See you guys.